ZocDoc is the place where you can find and book doctors who actually listen to you, make you feel comfortable, and truly prioritize your health.
With ZocDoc, you can search by location, availability, and insurance, so you're not making any compromises. You got more options than you think you might actually have. ZocDoc is, listen to me, free. It is a free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated in-network doctors near you and instantly book appointments with them online. Go to ZocDoc.com/rivalry and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That is ZocDoc.com/rivalry. ZocDoc.com/rivalry. Hey everyone, welcome to Sibling Rivalry. Today we have a guest. We have comedian Zach Noe Towers, one of my oldest friends, and I've known him for like 3 weeks.
And I'm Bob's mentor in comedy. I'm so sorry for that joke.
But yeah, me and Zach met years ago on a cruise.
Like 9 years ago.
I don't think RSVP even exists anymore.
I don't think so either.
I don't think it survived the pandemic.
Well, it was the older sect of gay cruises, and there's a world in which
you just age out of cruising.
Yes.
Let's say you age out of
burial
cruising.
at sea.
Yeah. And can we tell the story about you getting in trouble on the cruise? Is that?
Yeah, no, I don't care.
So Zach became public enemy number one.
On night one.
On day one. Okay, so to be clear, what was happening was, this was when I was a New York City queen. I had not even filmed Drag Race yet. Actually, there's a really fun story in here. This cruise is part of how I got on Drag Race. Zach can confirm this.
Yes, I was there.
So I was hosting so I've been doing stand-up comedy for probably, I started in 2008. So what's that, 16 years?
Oh, okay.
14 years?
Yeah.
I started in 2008. And this was probably 2013.
Yeah.
Or 14-ish.
I think so. Whatever 9 years ago it was.
Yeah, so I've been doing stand-up for a little while there.
2014.
Yeah. And I was hosting the comedy shows. Now, there were 2 comedy shows a night for 3 nights.
At least. There were 4 comics, and we each had 2 nights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then I also did my own shows.
Which were, they added a 3rd show for Bob because his shows kept getting standing ovations that led to encores and encores and encores. Your last show that they added was like a 2-hour show.
Honestly, it was a very...
it was magical.
It was very validating.
Yeah, good.
Very, very validating. And so Zach and I met on this cruise. We were both in our 20s.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, probably 29.
At the very edge.
Yeah.
To be clear,
we were
the very edge of our 20s.
Some would call it early 30s.
Yes, some would. Okay, I'm going to say early 30s is up to 33. Mid 30s is 34 to 36.
Yeah.
Late 30s is 37 to 39.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
Because
who's debating you
I think people who want to just have early and late 30s. They don't want to have mid.
No.
Because they want to be in their early 30s until they're 35.
Oh, no. Sorry, pumpkin.
Yeah.
You're mid. You're mid in more ways than one.
So because we were chicken on this cruise, like we were young.
Oh. By far, some of the youngest people on the ship.
Well, we may have well been someone Johnny Depp would want to, not Johnny Depp. Was it Johnny Depp? Is he the one who dates the young ones? No, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes. And Leo, if you're watching, which I know you are, slide into these DMs.
Yeah, we actually technically we were probably a little too old for Leo DiCaprio. Apparently, it's 25. This is cut off. Allegedly, this is all alleged. This is all alleged.
I think we're fine, legally speaking.
But yeah, so we were obviously on this cruise but there were also a few like hustlers who like hookers who worked the cruises too.
Oh,
and you can,
as they should.
They must clean up.
If I did sex work, I would absolutely book cruise after cruise and just make myself known and available.
Right? You have to clean up.
Because here's what I will say. I don't think I'd go with one guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want a guy to like unless he's paying the right price, hire me for the week. I'd rather go as a free agent and have like word of mouth spread.
More like mouth on mouth spread.
Yeah. Mouth of word.
So we ended up on the first night, Zach told a joke that did not I wouldn't even say age well. It didn't even cook well. It did not go well.
It didn't go well. I had been doing comedy like 4 years at this point, and I stand by the joke, and you all might hate it, but it was crushing in LA. In LA, it was like a closer type joke. And it may have incorporated the AIDS epidemic, which was okay to do then. It was like I didn't factor in the fact that I was speaking to an entire room of men who went through it.
Yeah.
I was in my late 20s. I was a little drunk, demon twink, and I just told my little AIDS joke. And when I tell you,
do you want to tell them the joke? Because if you don't tell them, they're going to make up their own joke, and it's going to be 10 times worse than what you said.
Is it?
Like, if you don't tell the joke, they're going to make up the worst
version of it.
They're going to make up
okay.
what's that puppet show with all the AIDS jokes in it?
Team
America.
Team America.
They're going to make it that, and it wasn't that.
AIDS. Okay. So this is actually validating for me to hear, because, and when I say it's stand by the joke, I haven't told it in 10 years. Like I don't need to. I don't want to. But the joke is, I love being gay. I love gay pride, although gay pride is often more trouble than it's worth. Like this summer, as soon as I got there, my phone died of AIDS. I just kept filling it with random dudes' numbers, and it died of AIDS.
I'm sorry.
Which is hilarious. The concept of a phone dying of AIDS is so funny.
So this
People
room
walk out.
Which they're right to do. Valid.
I mean, listen, the fact that they could walk was refreshing.
So much worse.
Their nurses took them out of the room. That's what I will say.
So anyway, and people would come up to me on the cruise and they would ask me to reprimand Zach.
Yeah.
Which was kind of wild.
I had people come up and go, "Are you that foul-mouthed twink everyone's talking about?" And I was like, "Twink?"
I found a compliment in there somewhere as someone at the end of their 20s.
But you know what I will say? I also had men who were HIV positive come up and say, "I thought that joke was really funny." But it was...
Where were you when I needed you? Where were you when I was dying 1,000 deaths on stage? My goodness.
And you know what I will say? The crowd was ultimately right, and they did not book me for 5 years.
That's very mature of you. And you stopped telling the joke.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's not worth it. I found that in comedy too. At the beginning of my career, at least, and I think I see this in other comics, they tell like shocking jokes that aren't necessarily true. They just need people to listen to them and like pay attention. And the easiest way to do that is say like abortion or, AIDS or something like that.
Yeah, a lot of young comics do that to get like that. Here's the thing about comedy is the what you don't want is a silent room.
No.
So comedians will often do things to get noise, even if the noise isn't a laugh. You just want a noise,
a reaction.
Have you heard of comedians who come out and they give affirmations? They say stuff like, "We need to laugh now more than ever," and everyone's like, "Yeah."
Oh, it's such an easy. I'll say telling people I'm sober on stage.
Yeah.
Woo! It's an automatic applause break. And our mutual friends like Deborah DiGiovanni, they don't like those. They see when people do that and be like, "Oh, that's such a cop out."
There are a few things in drag like that I don't like. Like, for example, if a drag queen is doing a cheap old drag trick, in my opinion, I think it's a cheap drag trick, is stopping your lip sync to chug a beverage.
Okay.
And it always gets an applause. If you drink a beverage from full to empty, even if it's halfway full, if they can see that you finished the beverage and they watch that, and then especially if the cup was like a martini and there's no ice, and you turn the cup upside down, you're going to get a massive round of applause every single time. And I think it's cheap.
Does the song keep going?
Yes, the song's going. And if you can time it to a place where it makes sense in the song,
okay,
even better. You know what I mean?
do you like that better when they time it so they're not lip syncing?
The timing is better. If you can make it to a point where like if the lyrics match up and you know, if you're doing like Ladies Who Lunch,
Sure.
you know,
Yes,
and
I
you
like it,
everybody
huh?
and you like you drink
Okay.
it, chug ride
So do you like that in that situation?
in that situation. But when it's to like, you know,
Kill
Toxic by Britney
Time.
Spears or Anaconda and it doesn't make any sense, I'm not into it.
Interesting. Wait, what are some of the are there other ones that you have at top of mind that you don't like in the
Yeah, I don't like when drag queens this is a thing that a lot of drag race girls do. If they're kind of just like eating it on stage, they'll be like, and don't forget to support your local queens. Now, I do think it is important to
Yeah.
support your local queens. I want to be very clear about that. But like, I can tell that you're eating it and you just need some applause.
Sure.
So you just lean in with, everyone please support your local queens.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah.
Vote.
Because you need noise. So that's the other thing I was saying. Like comedians will get you to groan, they'll get you to applaud, they'll get you to gasp. Anything is better than sitting there in complete silence.
1000%.
Because it, like even if you're like a halfway decent singer or like a halfway decent dancer, at the end of the number, everyone's gonna clap.
Yeah.
But if you're not, but as a comedian, the applause is the laughter during the set.
Oh, and you know what you just pulled up for me? How uncomfortable I feel watching someone like one of the singers on the ship and no applause is happening throughout the number. Do you know what I mean? Like I've conditioned myself to be like I want to hear clapping and like applause throughout.
How did you get back involved in the cruises? Was it when RSVP dissolved?
You know, okay, actually this is
Jacob saying RSVP is in business?
Well,
RSVP is still in business, y'all.
And book today.
I mean, Zach won't be booked, but you can go get booked.
No, you know, this is so crazy. 5 years later, I think to the cruise, I was invited back. One of the people saw me at the Improv or something on an Aaron Foley show, invited me back. It was me and another comic, and it was very scary because I was like, oh my God, this is like the exact situation where I fumbled so hard.
Old gay guys are like elephants. They remember you. Like, I remember this twink.
5 years. Not all of them are there. I choose to laugh at our mortality, and that's just my way of coping.
Do you think you'll die before me?
Probably.
Why? You're only 1 year older than me.
We're the same age right now.
That's not how age works.
Aren't you 38?
Yeah, but we are both in the same year, but we're not the same age.
Oh, okay.
Wait, does that?
No. You're 86.
I'm 86. You're 87.
85.
85. Yeah, we're not the same age. You're older than me, Mary.
Okay, but not a year.
Well, what month were you born? I was born
October.
in June. You're more than a year older than me then. I was born in June.
I don't know if anyone.
So from June to June, you were over a year. Wait, no, you couldn't have been over a year old.
No,
I'm on crack.
You're wrong. Yes, I'm glad.
We can finally admit that.
Intervention.
Wait, Jacob's doing the math. Jacob says that Zach is 9 months older than me. A full baby.
I'm a full baby, and I'm still a baby.
So if your mom would have got pregnant right after you could have had a sibling my age, a young sibling. If your mom would have got right back into business.
Wait, I don't even know what was the question preceding this.
I don't remember. Somehow we got into.
Once you called me a year older, I got prickly.
Yeah, you got a little defensive.
But what was it?
Well, Zach and I have been friends for almost 10 years now, and we've only ever gotten into one argument.
Yeah.
One argument, which is honestly pretty, and we live together.
Is that good for you?
Is that not good for you?
No, it is. It is.
Yeah.
And I will say, living together during the pandemic.
And it was during the pandemic.
Yeah, it was a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I just, it was a very tumultuous time, and it was a silly thing. And I'm sure on my side, it was absolutely not about you.
I was spicy. I can acknowledge my part in it. So what happened was,
we're gonna do that.
Should we not do that?
I mean, we can.
So we were hanging out, and then it was
you guys are.
You got to be like, this was so stupid.
It is so that I think that's why I'm like, we shouldn't even talk about it. But yeah, good.
We were watching this film festival.
Yeah.
The porn film festival.
This is how it happened. He goes,
because Zach's a film buff. Zach's really into horror films, and Zach's a film buff in general. Zach really loves cartoons, adult cartoons, horror movies and like
And movies, films, yeah.
you're Zach is there are literally times where I will call Zach and be like, what are you up to? And he'll be like, I can't answer, I'm at the movie. Zach, how many movies do you see a week?
Well, I have AMC A-List, shout out, plug, and like at most 3.
That's a lot of movies a week.
But I just in my head, I think movies are like the best.
No, they're great.
And in a theater where during summer, especially, it's like cool and dark and like you're like taken to some other place.
I would say I go to the movies once every 3 to 4 months.
Wow.
And it's usually either at someone is inviting me.
But you go to a theater.
Yeah.
But do you watch movies at home?
Not terribly often,
You
no.
watch YouTube.
Yeah. Zach could not believe that I watch YouTube. So Zach was like, "Who is watching you?" But now you're like, you got into YouTube after I left. YouTube.
I never didn't like it, but you.
I support independent films.
Oh, I don't. No. I know there's so much to be had. YouTube for me has always been like, I need an answer to something or I need to learn how to do something, and I'll go to YouTube. I don't often think of it as entertainment, but I know it is.
Yeah, I certainly enjoy YouTube, and I watch it a little less now. I was really in my YouTube bag, but I was also making so many YouTube videos at the time as well. And you were also really, like, Zach was one of those folks who's always writing, always creating something. You had that Ring series with Travis.
Oh, yeah. Pick Up.
Oh, that was such a fun.
I liked it too. Pick Up was, and you can still find it. Oh, and the argument was, he said, this is porn. And I said it was adult film. It was something as simple as that. It was like semantics.
Yeah. And then we kind of started arguing from that. And then
it's not porn. Like, I was so
I was like, oh, it's a porn film festival.
And I was like, no. Some of them don't have like, I was really tripped up.
And then I said, somehow, in the midst of all of that, I said, not everyone's coming for you, Zach. And that was the thing that really...
Yeah, because I think that probably, and you've awakened
it is problematic
it now,
to say.
It awakened of course, an inner suspicion that I'm perceived a different way than I think I am.
And I was prickly.
Okay.
We were 2 prickly pears trying to get grabbed with a big pawpaw. Do you know what that movie is from?
Say it again?
If you take a pear from the big pawpaw...
Is it some sort of Disney?
The Jungle Book.
Oh, okay, it was close.
It's in Bare Necessity. Yeah, it's in Bare Necessity. Yeah.
I had another roommate who, when we were fighting, and he was like, "You think you're so calm and serene? You don't have an ounce of serenity in your entire body." And I was like,
"That's crazy for a person who says the Serenity Prayer multiple times a week."
I know. Well, but again, it hit on this like inner suspicion that like, oh, maybe I don't. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think you are quite serene.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But when you're open-minded, unfortunately, it leaves you very vulnerable to people's words that you value.
Yeah, no, I you're definitely right about that. But anyway, me and Zach obviously, Zach and I have a very fantastic friendship, and
oh my God, you're one of my favorite people ever.
I went insane, ditto. And I do think that one argument every time, and by the way, it was only like 2-3 days.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And then we both were like, we're acting crazy.
Totally.
Poor Jacob in the middle of it. Poor Jacob.
Shout out Jacob. And he did just mic himself, but then he ran. He counseled me a little bit. He was like, Bob,
it's crazy.
He was just like, he just will need a couple days. And I was like, okay. And it was just like a couple days.
And it was a little awkward in the house during those.
Of course.
You do not want to argue with someone you live with, y'all.
No.
It is your home. Like, you have to be comfortable in your home.
And that's why I don't believe in cohabitating.
I mean, I will say it was, first of all, Jacob and I moved to LA. And so I was renting a room in LA before I ever lived here. And then I moved to LA and I was like, well, I would have a room. And Jacob and I were living in a 2-bedroom, really a 3-bedroom, 2-story apartment in the Heights.
Wow.
And then we went to a bedroom. All of this into a bedroom. And Zach is...
And not a big one.
That's a big bedroom, Zach.
Okay.
That is a huge room.
Okay.
Especially from a New Yorker. It's bigger than my current bedroom.
Totally.
Is it? Yeah, maybe. I think so, yeah. I think it's a big bedroom.
But again, going from what you said, 2-story, huge, to 1 bedroom.
Yeah. And I will admit this. I've said this on our podcast. I'm not tidy. I'm not known for my tidiness, but I'm decent in the common
No.
space.
Yeah, you're great in common space.
But my bedroom,
oh my.
it's a write-off.
It's wild. Like
Yeah,
can't see the floor.
That's not
Can't see the floor.
That's not true.
They had a poop corner. They just pooped in it.
Okay, Zach is making up stuff, but you're not like a neat freak.
No,
But you are a very tidy person.
I'm pretty tidy.
I would say Zach is. You can have guests at any time.
Yeah.
Anyone can stop by, and you like if
and
someone's
it's not crazy.
If someone stops to my house, the house is never crazy, but I will be picking up and acting like it's not normally this messy. I'm like, oh my God.
Sorry. We had guests last night.
And they're like, no, every time I've come by. Years ago, I remember watching Cribs.
Yeah.
And I think it was either Red Man or Method Man. They had the most I thought it was so cool. They had the most normal home. It was like a normal house. Like you would walk into the house and there was kids, there was toys.
Okay.
There was crayon marks on the wall.
Okay.
And I remember being it's really kind of brave of them to be like, this is my real house.
I was just gonna say, what does normal house look like to you?
I mean, to me, a normal house is like
a family lived in home.
Yeah, like there might be a juice stain on the carpet.
Okay.
Might be.
An open magazine.
Yes, for sure. A box in the corner that has not moved for months.
A high chair with Cheerios on it.
No.
Oh.
No food out.
Oh.
Food out is wild.
Oh, okay.
That's because I grew up with the roaches.
Okay.
I can't say that not because my mom is dead and she would never want me to say this when she was alive, but we had roaches when I grew up. And my mother would deny certain things. I'd be like, Mom, we had roaches. We had roaches. Not in all of our homes. Just when we lived in Columbus, Georgia, we had roaches. Then we moved to Phoenix City, Alabama. We had ants. So anyone who lives in Alabama knows that ants are a massive problem.
Really?
Ants, I don't care how nice your home is, ants are a massive, massive problem.
And how do they manifest? We had ants a couple times, I remember, and it'd be crazy because they in a line.
Trail. Yes.
And you'd
Triggered.
see it go
up the wall, down the thing. And they are
cabinet. Oh, they're going to the Nabisco.
Literally
or whatever.
So I never left food out because of either the roaches that I had in Columbus, Georgia, or the ants that I had in Phoenix City, Alabama. By the time I moved to Atlanta, we didn't have any bugs because the apartment we lived in was pretty regularly fumigated.
Okay.
But when we lived in the house in Phoenix City, just ants. And one time, my mom was like, all right, spring cleaning, clean out your closet. I was cleaning out my closet, and I had so many toys. My mother got me a lot of toys.
Okay.
So many toys.
Oh,
and then this one toy was stuck. I was like, what is going on? There was an ant bed in my closet. A full ant bed in the corner of my closet.
Like the mound?
Like the mound with the dirt and the tunnels and everything in my closet. Isn't that crazy?
That's wild.
Come see the show. This is wild. Get tickets at seethedragqueen.com.
I'll be there for 8 of the cities or 8 of the shows.
Yeah, you're doing the New York City show.
Am I?
I don't know.
I
just
know,
said that. I said that.
I know.
I said that so confidently.
I start in Toronto and I think I end in Florida.
Isn't that normal? Sorry.
The natural progression of things.
Do you think you'll retire in LA?
I mean, if I keep on my track and I can get a cute house or condo or whatever, yeah, probably.
But would you ever go back to St. Louis?
Not unless I was forced to.
You wouldn't. You don't go home and I could see myself come back here when I'm 70. So in a couple of months.
Seasons
Sorry.
that. Okay, actually, I'm so glad you said this. Earlier this morning, I did another little radio thing, and someone was like, "Oh, she passed away."
Oh, and plug your radio show.
Oh, After Hours with Zach Noe Towers. It's on SiriusXM via the Netflix is a Joke channel 93. If you don't have SiriusXM, that's okay. It's available anywhere you get podcasts, just 2 weeks later. But there's a bunch of episodes. Bob was my very first guest on the show, and it's very funny, very cute. It's me and a guest talking about their sexual journey.
You've had me, you've had
Fortune Feimster,
you've had
Joel Kim Booster,
lots of
Taylor Tomlinson, Nikki Glazer, and some of these y'all are so open and honest about your sex lives, and it's so much fun to talk about.
Well, you make people really comfortable with your with how open you are about sex, because this is your second sex podcast.
Open mind, open heart.
Good morning,
open
sodomites.
legs.
Was is that the tagline?
I mean, no. Actually, the outro line is "Until next time, keep sucking and fucking."
Nice.
which is classy.
Nice. It is.
But yeah, my first podcast was Good Morning Sodomites. There's a bunch of episodes of that available. Bob was also, you were the second guest on that ever.
You got Alaska on it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Jacob is on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people. And then there's like unknown people, like our friend Jake Harder, who's like a model. Do you remember?
This one with the big beautiful penis.
With a self-sided.
He's
I
want to be clear. I've never seen his penis.
Oh, you know what?
But he says my penis is very big and beautiful. It's perfect. It's something like that.
He does say something along those lines. He also refers to himself as a sex god, and these do not sound like great things to come out of the horse's mouth.
I don't think there's anything wrong with being like, I'm really good at sex.
That's interesting. Yeah, I guess I have a self-deprecating bone in my body because I'm like,
you're sitting on
one. But yeah, I think I like people to find things out on their own, and I think it's also like, who's to say what good at sex means?
I guess maybe it's just feedback he's getting. Maybe this is
Yeah.
all feedback. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Do you get feedback on your sex very often?
I've gotten compliments. Does that count?
Can you share the compliments you've received?
I give a lot of oral sex and receive a lot of oral sex, and I've been told, oh, that was great. Oh, I've gotten this before. Oh, I don't usually come from oral, but I get that.
Do you come from oral?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't come from oral sex?
People. Sound off in the comments if you don't get off from oral.
I wanted to do a dick sucking contest with Monet Exchange on the podcast.
It was originally me.
Was it me and you?
Yeah. Originally, you wanted us to find a dude that we would both blow.
I'm still down. No one has taken me up on the offer yet.
This is the thing.
Is it too vulgar?
You're asking the wrong person.
True.
If a man walked in right now,
We'd just suck him off.
we put him on a lazy
I don't know,
Susan.
but are we
Just
the
spin
type
him.
that are we the friends who do stuff in the same room though? I don't know that we're. I mean, I'm not. It's
what,
never
though?
been on the table.
The older I get, the more I'm like, sure, why not? But I wouldn't be like, I never look at my friends and go, oh, I want to get them naked.
Years ago I just interrupted a story you were telling. We are, and do you remember it even?
No, honey.
Wow, we have done this twice now.
Oh. I will say, in my old age, you posed this competition years ago at this point.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 5 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm willing to admit that you could very well be much better at giving oral sex.
What changed in 5 years?
I've
Because
seen
5 years ago you were like, I'm positive.
I know, because I think I was like,
I'll also show you this.
this is part of it. On my radio show, After Hours, you put a water bottle, a like Arrowhead, the little collapsible kind,
Mm-hmm.
in your mouth with no problem.
Very Glenn Close.
And
Glenn Close does this on TV.
While I will say that's giving gaping, that's giving.
Anyone feeling gapey tonight?
The way in which I tried and just toothed that entire bottle did scare me. And I've also seen you annihilate popsicles. Just these popsicles didn't stand a chance.
This is also part of why I tell people I don't drink anymore. Whenever I have a drink, it does not last.
Oh, sure.
I don't sip any. I don't
down the hatch.
I don't sip anything. And when I was drinking alcohol, it was the same way. I just cannot sip. People are always gagged at how fast I consume liquids. They are truly blown away that anyone can consume liquid as fast as I do.
No, you're like, get it in me. Or at least with alcohol too. I love taking shots. Or I love just like chugging the drink. Or like, get it in. I don't want to hold it. Get it in.
Well, I didn't necessarily need a shot because I drank my cocktail as fast as people were drinking their shots. I would just put a straw in there. Like walking around the club with a drink.
Oh, no.
Never.
No.
I have never walked around with a drink.
Maybe a beer, but I saw the beer as hydrating. Where I'd be like, oh, I have my little like,
You know what else I will do? I will hold the empty can and sip from the empty can. I will keep thinking, and I'm like, oh, there's nothing. But I won't put it down. And I'll just keep doing my thing. And then I'll go and I'm like,
is that to avoid people bothering you?
I don't know. I think it's because you ever go to the fridge and you know there's nothing there?
Oh, yes.
And you have not gone to the grocery store. You've not bought anything, but you keep revisiting the same fridge. That's me.
There is a part of me that believes we are thinking we have fresh eyes. Like there is something I didn't see. So maybe it's like an optimist thing where you're like,
If you have roommates, something could pop up.
Yes, or it could pop out.
Yes, exactly. I don't know what that means.
I meant like you could open it and be the thing's gone.
Yes. Oh yeah. So okay, earlier I mentioned this is part of how the cruise ship got me on Drag Race.
Oh yes, so Kathy Najimy was one of the other performers doing her one-woman show.
The main stage. Zach and I were on like this step. There's like 3 levels. There's like the main stage, there's the cabaret space, and there's like the lounge.
Oh, the lounges, yeah. And
we were in the mid size, but it was maybe on a 200-seat theater.
Yeah, which is cool. And they also had like a 4-camera setup.
Oh my God, I forgot.
It was like a TV studio.
This cruise ship was actually, because they would broadcast, because Johnny McGovern would do Hey Queen with R.I.P. Lady Ray Couture was on the cruise as well. And they would broadcast it out. And all the shows are uploaded to the TVs.
So you could watch them on demand later.
Yeah.
Imagine my horror when I realized anyone who missed my live fumble could catch it later in their room.
It is very big of you, though, to admit that like the joke didn't work. It offended people. I don't want to just keep telling it.
It was a complete misstep on my situation.
Because some people are double down like Dave Chappelle. Like, no, I was right. I'm going to keep doing it and fuck you guys.
I'm trying to entertain as many people as possible. And while I do want to be true to myself, I am willing to sacrifice bits and premises to make more people in on the joke.
And feel good in the audience.
Yes, I got into it because I wanted people to laugh, not be triggered by like losing the love of their life. You know?
Yeah, that's very fair. Fall is almost here, and I don't know about you, baby. I don't know about you, but I have been spending way too much money eating out lately. I eat out for almost every meal. Everyone knows about me. I'm trying to change the habit. It is easy to get caught up in the convenience of grabbing food on the go, but I found a better way to save time and that shmoney while still getting those delicious dining out experiences at home, and that is with Home Chef. Home Chef provides fresh ingredients and chef-designed recipes, all conveniently delivered right to your doorstep. And honestly, I take mine and I bring it to Monet's house and make her cook them for me.
And you be doing too much. Doing too much. I mean, but it is delicious, so I am grateful that you do it. I've tried many a meal kit delivery service. Trust me, I've done all of them. And Home Chef is the best one, hands down. Like, the meals are not only easy to prepare, but they're also incredibly delicious. One of my favorite recent recipes was the barbecue chicken with the roasted veggies. It was so good. And it tasted like something straight out of a Michelin-starred restaurant. Mm-hmm. Whether you're into classic meal kits with pre-portioned ingredients and easy instructions, or you need something quick like their speedy recipes that are ready in less than 30 minutes, Home Chef has got you covered.
Now, what I really love about Home Chef is the variety. They offer over 30 options every week, catering to different dietary needs, so you never have to worry about what to cook. Plus, it is super economical. Home Chef customers save an average of $86 per month on groceries. That is a win in my book, personally, because you are getting the food just for the meal. And if you've got picky eaters in your home, hey, that's me. Home Chef even has a kid-friendly menu with 18 new options each week. So there's something for everybody.
For a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners, you heard about my listeners, 18 free meals plus free dessert for life, and of course, free shipping on your first box. Go to homechef.com/rivalry. That's homechef.com/rivalry for 18 free meals and free dessert for life. Must be an active subscriber to receive free dessert. Head over to homechef.com/rivalry and get cooking. We all know there are things in life you have to compromise on, like finding an apartment that fits your budget, but comes with an upstairs neighbor who thinks they're the next big drama, girl, or going to that grocery store that's always out of everything just because it's close by. But when it comes to your health, there's no room for compromise. You shouldn't have to stick with a doctor who barely listens or is more focused on their crossword puzzle than your concerns. That's where ZocDoc comes in. ZocDoc is the place where you can find and book doctors who actually listen to you, make you feel comfortable, and truly prioritize your health.
With ZocDoc, you can search by location, availability, and insurance, so you're not making any compromises. You got more options than you think you might actually have. ZocDoc is, listen to me, free. It is a free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated in-network doctors near you, and instantly book appointments with them online. No more waiting awkwardly on hold with a receptionist. And here's the best part. These doctors all have verified reviews from actual real-life human being patients.
We're talking about booking appointments with tens of thousands of top-rated, patient-reviewed, credible doctors and specialists. You can even filter specifically for doctors who take your insurance, are located near you, and treat pretty much any condition you're searching for. The typical wait time to see a doctor booked on ZocDoc is just 24 to 72 hours. You can even score same-day appointments if you're nasty. And ever since I started using ZocDoc, I could never go back to booking my doctor the old way, darling. Never.
Go to ZocDoc.com/rivalry and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That is ZocDoc.com/rivalry. ZocDoc.com/rivalry.
This podcast is supported by FX's English Teacher, from the executive producer that brought you What We Do in the Shadows. English Teacher follows Evan, a teacher in Austin, Texas, who learns if it's really possible to be your full self at your job, while often finding himself at the intersection of personal, professional, and political aspects of working at a high school. FX's English Teacher premieres September 2nd on FX. Stream on Hulu.
Kathy and
Jimmy, who you might know from Hocus Pocus or the voice of Peg Hill on King of the Hill.
Sister Act,
Veronica's Closet. So many things. Icon. She's doing a one-woman show. After she came to see Bob's last show, the one that was like 2 hours long, full of applause breaks, like 6 of us went up to dinner, and she said, she pulled out her global phone or whatever.
Yeah.
Because there was no phone service at this point in cruises and stuff.
Only the rich have these phones.
Exactly. So she calls, and didn't she leave a message for Rue?
Yeah, she called RuPaul, but RuPaul did not answer.
And she was like, Rue, I found the next winner to your show.
And I won the next season of Drag Race.
And so it is all set up.
Industry plant.
Yeah. But I will say, as someone who like did not know Bob going into the situation, not only was Bob like the nicest person, they were the most professional performer I'd seen, and truly so talented.
Oh God, that's so sweet.
I mean, hopefully you know it's true.
No, I do feel that in my heart. Yeah. And then my first time in LA, did I stay with you, or did I stayed with
you stayed at a hotel,
Assad.
But we hung out.
Oh, because I was filming Cherry Pop.
Yep.
So technically my second time in LA. My first time in LA was filming RuPaul's Drag Race.
Wow.
But
that was your first time in LA?
I had never set foot down in LA until I filmed RuPaul's Drag Race.
Do y'all get to like explore though?
No.
They have you on lockdown?
Yeah. So back in my day, we used to film it off of Santa Monica and La Cienega.
Uh-huh.
No, Las Palmas.
Okay.
Santa Monica and Las Palmas. There's a
Oh, the Oprah studio.
Is that Oprah?
Yeah.
It also is I Love Lucy.
There. Okay.
Will and Grace.
Wow.
I think iCarly used to shoot there.
Wow.
And seasons 1 through 8 of RuPaul's Drag Race.
That's before it went VHS.
Not 1 through 8. I think 3 through 8.
Okay. The
3
first
through 7.
3 were in a basement.
I think in RuPaul's garage. Yeah. In RuPaul's guest bedroom, where BB Zahara Benet was crowned and then had to go to the guest bathroom, a half bathroom, to put her crown on.
When you were eliminated, it was just like into the basement.
Literally. They just call you an Uber and send you back to your place.
Uber? No.
Yeah, no. Oh my God, back then there was no Uber. There was no Uber. Didn't even exist. But yeah, so we used to film it over there, and then we would stay in Burbank. So we drive out to Burbank to sleep, and then they drive us into the city. And that was how we did it. Now they have like they're in some giant fancy fucking studio. I went for season 10, and I did All Stars, the one with what's the name just won? What's her name? The winner. Angeria, the one that Angeria just won. I did a bit for them. It is so much nicer. It is like so nice.
Yeah, it's like a hugely successful franchise at this point.
Yes. I mean, I was on Logo.
I know you were.
I know. Well, what am I? So that is the story of how we ended up on. We have crossed so many subjects already.
I know, we've been friends, and then we talked about this. On the
you took
video
me thrift shopping. You used to thrift.
I love thrift shopping.
You still thrift?
Yeah. Everything I buy is secondhand. Everything I'm wearing right now is secondhand.
Zach is also obsessed with Facebook Marketplace. Like, y'all, I mean, I would literally be in the apartment and Zach would be like, I got to go see about a chest of drawers. Like, Zach would be like, I'm driving to San Francisco to check in on a Tiffany lamp.
To save $8 on something. I'm obsessed with reusing things. I'm obsessed with like finding things instead of paying full price. And I do this psychotic thing on Facebook Marketplace where in the dark of night, I'll lowball people in such an insulting way. But it's really, it's kind
Does
of
it work?
Sometimes.
Shoot your shot.
Exactly. So especially because like that leather chair I have that swivels, that was listed for like $600 on Facebook Marketplace, and I said, "Would you take $150?" And which is rude.
That's insane.
And she goes, "If you pick it up right now, you can have it for $150."
And that's when I caught Zach in the dead of night, 3 a.m., driving to Arizona, driving to Las Vegas to buy a swivel chair, put it in the back of his Prius.
Okay, you know what's so messed up about that? I go, does not fit in my Prius. Shit. Call the my sister. She has an SVU. Doesn't fit in the SUV. Call the guy I was dating at the time.
The SVU, Special Victims Unit.
Did I say?
First she said
SVU.
My sister, it works in SVU.
Dead. And then I called the guy I was dating, and it fit in the back of his car. But I was like, I felt so dumb.
Was that the guy you had the dog with?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We had a dog. I carried it to term and everything.
Oh. And now the dog lives in like
Kentucky. The dog has a yard and a house. I didn't abandon this dog, but I did adopt it briefly, and then my ex acquired him, and it's been the best thing ever.
That was a very cute dog.
The Peanut is the cutest.
I say this, and I stand by this. White people will give their dogs food names. Biscuit, peanut, pickle, hot dog,
sure,
lollipop, candy cane, cashew. They're oatmeal. They're obsessed. And
That's
lesbians,
what white people do?
Yes.
Okay.
And lesbians give their maybe it's just a gay guy thing. I'm not sure. But lesbians give their cats human being names. And they give
Melissa.
their girlfriends cat nicknames.
Kitty.
Yeah, they're like this is my cat Elizabeth, and this is my girlfriend Muffin. Like that is how it always. Do you remember that one lesbian Kitty or something? She was on RSVP. She was like an older lesbian who traveled on the cruises. She had been like every RSVP cruise ever. Her name was
as
like
a passenger.
Her name was like Kitty or Katie or Kitten or Muffin or Miffy or
something peculiar.
And she had a cat named like Susan.
Huh.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Who named? She's not.
Okay. Listen, I assume the cat was passed because.
I thought you assumed the lesbian was passed.
Oh no, the cat.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the cat. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I'm rude, but I'm not that.
It reminds me of an episode of The Pit Stop where Mistress Isabel Brooks told Bianca, like, she was like, "Oh, my grandma made me this. My grandma made me this like scarf or something." And Bianca's like, "Every time I don't like something, someone's like, my dead grandma." And she's like, "I didn't say my grandma was dead. I said she made me this scarf. This is." She's like,
every time my dead grandma. Oh my God.
She literally went
alive.
I didn't say she was dead. I said she made this. That was insane.
I talk about the crazy resentment towards this person's like past loved one having made something.
Exactly.
Like that really rubbed her the wrong way.
So are you okay? I don't know if I should breach this subject.
Uh-oh.
Were you like a Drag Race girl who like watched? Were you watching? Because you would go to watch parties and stuff.
You are the reason I got into Drag Race.
So you didn't watch anything before season 8?
I watched things like I've watched things before season 8, but more so since I started liking it, I'd go back, or people would recommend things, or I go pop in.
Are you watching the current International All Stars?
No,
it's a lot, right? I don't know if everyone is watching this. They probably are actually.
It did become did feel a little oversaturated. Like, do you mean like the season after season after season? There became a Marvel situation where there was a little fatigue for me.
The cinematic unit. Yeah, okay. Marvel. I used to be like, I gotta see every Marvel film.
And now entire ones come out and you're like, I'll skip this one.
Literally, and this is from someone who watches 18 movies a day.
Yeah, it's just...
I cannot watch every Marvel film.
No, and there's so many. Between the movies and the TV shows, there's one coming out like every month or two, and it's just too much.
Well, you got me into WandaVision.
WandaVision's fun.
WandaVision was a really exciting one because I was like, I'm not about to watch these fucking shows. And then WandaVision was such a good show. And one of my friends is in the spinoff.
Agatha All Along.
I
will be tuning in for that. But
shout out to Sashir Zameda.
Oh, they're in that?
Yeah, Sashir's in it, yeah.
I love
you, they, them,
Catherine
everyone.
Hahn.
Everyone's a they, them, do you? Oh my God,
yes,
Patricia LaPone.
God. Okay, so actually, question, and please drag me in the comments.
You've been dragged already.
I shudder to think about what people will say about me, but also
I think that people,
that's okay.
People like you.
Whatever they want to say, whatever your therapy is, if it's dragging me, drag me. But is it inappropriate to they people?
I think it's safe. I mean, I don't they them everyone, and I probably should be they theming more people.
It feels like a comfortable space for me to they them people.
It is safer.
Okay. To me, okay, this is the other thing. Didn't we use they them periodically before it became known to be a pronoun subject?
Yeah, like someone left their coat here.
But if it Oh, great. You see, and this is an example. Even in my head, I'm like,
you have that locked and loaded, Jacob.
Is Bob going to the party? And I was like, I texted them earlier. I would say that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't always say I texted him earlier.
But now conservatives...
Was I wrong to do that back in the day?
I don't think so. I think conservatives have waged a war on grammar.
Oh, it's insane.
And literacy. And now they do things where they act like they don't know. What's a pronoun? How do you not know? You literally learned this in elementary school. How do you not know what a pronoun is?
You know, I did radio with someone like that, of that kiln, of that cut from that cloth. Ilk. God, that is the word. Thank you.
Yeah.
And they were like, I just don't know what to say anymore. And I go, you know what? I promise you, if you sat down with 10 cards, 10 note cards, you could have it figured out in 1 hour.
And I don't think
that's all you have to do.
And it certainly doesn't take a high level of intelligence.
No.
If you could figure.
Wow. But it's true. And it's also just like, I'm just like, I try to leave with a compliment. Like, I promise you, like, I hear you new things are hard to sometimes ingest, but like, I promise you, if you just sat down and like looked at it for like a few minutes, like you'd get it and it'd be okay.
I want to get back to this dick sucking contest. Are we prepared to finally officially do it? We got to find someone.
This is but I almost want to say that I concede that I think you will for sure beat me in it. No,
well, he blew us.
Our dick.
Yeah. And I think Zach won that one because I can't get a call.
How do you get your dick sucked wrong?
I don't know.
To be fair, me and this guy have been.
Oh, it's been a long standing.
Yeah, we have like an oral thing. Like I feel like I'm grandfathered in, maybe.
Mm.
But we also wax and wane. Like there's been like 6 months, 9 months at a time that we haven't.
Maybe I'm in a wane right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'm in the middle of a wane and my waxing is coming up.
He's also very.
And he waxes. Let me tell you right now, he waxes, honey.
He is. Is there like a rating thing or like is it too raunchy in this ever? This
for us?
Yeah, this show.
No. We can do whatever we want.
He
Monet talks about getting someone shitting on her chest.
Oh really?
Was it?
Well, you gotta sign up.
Exactly. Anyway, go ahead.
That feels like a Patreon exclusive, if I'm being honest.
Jake, could you find my fanny pack real quick? I gotta make sure my Oh, it's right here. Hold on one sec. Sorry, editor.
But I can actually. I think I can keep talking. Oh, he loves loads. Like, I think I will use the term load collector. Which, if you've ever been on an Atlantis cruise, which is the younger version of RSVP. There are very proud load collectors, and these men will acquire like 100 loads in like 4 days. And like, that's a lot of cum.
A lot of protein.
Seriously.
Can I tell you what has helped me get a lot of blowjobs on Grindr?
Oh, yeah. Well, it feels easy to get blowjobs on Grindr. Sometimes I struggle to find a dick to suck on Grindr.
Oh, yeah. It's easier to get sucked than it is to suck, for sure.
If any straight men are listening,
Jesus.
just know,
right.
Grindr is your endless buffet of oral sex. If you want head and would be okay getting it from someone who also identifies as male, Grindr, all you have to do is put SMD or something of that variation, have a relationship, straight, just want some head, your phone will.
And there are non-binary people, and there are trans women and even cis women. I've seen cis women on Grindr.
Oh, yes. I didn't mean to be exclusionary, but yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think also I've had a friend tell me if you are a cis woman and you want a bi man to have sex with you, Grindr you'll go crazy.
Oh.
They're like, if you are a cis woman on Grindr, you will actually get hit up a lot. Like,
and I see more and more guys or people with he, him pronouns in their profile will be like only into girls, femme.
Yeah.
People still say CD. Is that like
cross-dressers?
Yeah.
No, I think there are people who identify as cross-dressers.
Okay.
For sure.
Well, there are definitely men seeking the cross-dressing.
I mean, I would call myself a cross-dresser, but not sexually though.
Yeah, yours
I'm a professional
cross-dresser.
Yeah. Or for fun. I'll do it for fun too.
For sure.
Okay, so this is what I put in my bio that has helped me really up the amount of blowjobs I've been receiving. I've put here as a representation of here as a representative of the TGVS, the Throat Goat Verification Society.
Brilliant.
And people are like,
brilliant,
trying to get verified.
Yep.
It will. I'm telling you, whatever you're at now, if you put that in there, you will get more blowjobs.
So first of all, I had a funny sketch that I used to do, and it was a Halloween costume where it was one of those clipboard people outside of Whole Foods or whatever, with the DPS, the Dick Pic Society. And as a Halloween costume, may I just say, this is the most simple costume. You just need a clipboard, a lanyard, whatever, and you just go up and you're like, hi, sorry, I'm working tonight. I'm here with the Dick Pic Society. Have you ever received a dick pic? And they're like, yes or no. It's like, well, I don't know if you know this, but there are lots of there's thousands of lonely, horny singles who have not ever received a dick pic. And here at the DPS, we want to connect those people with dick pics. Now, you can become part of the society in two ways. You can put your number down to receive a dick pic, or you can become a donor and send a dick pic. And so these guys would write down their name and phone number on my clipboard and tell me if they wanted to send a dick pic or receive a dick pic. And then later that night, I would go through and just like text them and be like, hey.
Oh, you actually did the work?
Yeah.
Were you sending them your dick pics? Or were you actually connecting them with other people?
No, me. I mean, it's a Halloween costume at a gay party. I'm not like outside of Whole Foods, to be clear. You know what's so crazy is that scary movie I wrote about the gay dating app. It is Sniffies. I wrote it in 2018, and it's a location-based.
Run us our money.
But isn't this wild how
you try to put myself in there? Give us our money.
I mean, did you know you're attached to the project?
Yeah, I know I'm in the project, but it's not my IP.
But it's crazy how the universe gives all of us access to the idea, and like you just have to take it and run with it.
Who's the actor who invented Instagram? Who's the actor who keeps going online saying Jacob, can you help us out with that?
Some actor claimed that they invented Instagram.
It's Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh yeah, she's like, I had a picture and I showed it to someone. And I said, tap on it twice.
I think that she was like, I think she had a blog spot or something.
Congrats.
I don't remember what it was, but Jamie Lee Curtis, and by the way, she's not kidding. I think it's Jamie Lee Curtis. She's like, I invented Instagram. And she's not fucking kidding.
She rarely is.
Well, she seems goofy though.
She does.
Maybe that's because I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once.
You know who she's married to?
Who?
Christopher Guest.
The writer of all those
Western Show.
Really?
For Guffman.
How long?
Forever.
Has she been in any of them? They don't work together.
So. No, she's not. I would know it.
Would you want to be in one of your husband's films?
Yeah, I think so.
You would be a Nepo baby?
Is that a Nepo baby?
I mean,
that's a Nepo husband.
I mean, do Nepo babies have to actually be the children of the people? Can it be like connections?
Or related to? I think it's relation, like blood relation.
Oh, is that what a Nepo baby is? It
Nepotism.
has to be the relation, or adopted or something. You have to be
Nepotism is like hiring within the family, I think.
Nepotism. I know nepotism itself is like getting jobs based on not on your merit, but on your connections. So what do you have for a Nepo baby?
Nepo baby is.
We start with nepotism because Nepo baby comes from nepotism.
Yeah.
Nepotism is the practice among those with power or influence of of favoring relatives, friends, or associates, especially by giving them jobs.
Oh, so it is just connection.
Yeah.
Like family, friends. Oh, well, then I'm sure we've all experienced nepotism.
Yeah, for sure.
I really thought it was family. Like, I thought it was like, he's my cousin.
I joke that Monet is my Nepo baby.
Oh, because you're her drag mom?
I mean, kind of. And I'm not really her drag mom, but I was kind of her drag. I'm like her drag aunt, kind of.
Sure.
But we're sisters, but I was just a little bit more established in the scene than she was, but she formally asked someone else to be her drag mom. Honey Davenport.
Nepo baby is an informal term that refers to someone who is believed to have benefited from their family connections or privileged background instead of their own talent or merit.
Oh, so I guess Nepo baby is more about family, though.
Yeah, because baby, I think, implies someone for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is my shout out to Nepo babies. I still think that in order for them to stick around and have a career, they must be talented as well.
Like, we could call Liza Minnelli a Nepo baby.
Yes.
But it is no doubt that she
so
used
talented.
her talent.
Yes. And in that way, we will all stumble upon a privilege or a gift that we have that sets us apart from everyone else.
Willow Smith is a Nepo baby who is incredibly talented.
Incredibly talented.
Chet Hanks is a Nepo baby, but he's not. I don't think he has the lasting power.
What does he do?
Chet Hanks does music.
Oh, no.
And he talks like a Jamaican.
But the brother, Colin Hanks, good actor.
Who the hell is Colin Hanks? What's he in?
A lot.
Name one thing.
He was in the Godzilla with Jack Black.
Wasn't that King Kong?
King Kong. I'm so sorry. He was in now hold on.
I mean, that's good enough. I probably won't know anything else. I happen to be a huge Jack Black fan.
He was in Dexter. He was in House Bunny. He was the lead in Orange County, that movie. He was in Fargo.
Oh, okay, we're
Jumanji. Anyway, he's a pretty good actor.
The
and
new
looks like
Jumanji.
Tom. Yeah.
The new Jumanji.
Lily Rose Depp, star of The Idol. Did you watch that? Did you know about it? The fake pop star.
Troye Sivan was in it?
Yeah. That show really, and ironically, Sam Levinson, who I believe was the creator of the show, who did Euphoria.
Do you know any Nepo babies personally? I've met a few Nepo babies, and they do not like being called. They really don't like that term.
It is a subject you have to delicately dance around.
Very delicately. Well, you and I did a cruise with a comedian who is, in my opinion, a Nepo baby.
Very much so.
And I'm not saying he's not funny. He is funny.
Yeah.
But he is a Nepo baby.
For sure.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a deeper thing that we'll talk about off pod that is, I think, a phenomenon, but it will, I think I want to talk about it. Sorry, that was weird. We'll cut that out.
Monet does it all the time.
Oh, really?
Monet does it all the time. She's like, it's something I need to tell you. I can't say it here, but I'll tell you.
I would hate to hear that as a listener.
You know, our fans are so used to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't love it, but our fans are kind of used to it at this point.
I really apologize because it's something I hate, and it's akin to.
Now we're just really digging into it.
There's eight people talking, and one person says something to the other that only they would get, and I'm like, there are 6 other people here listening.
Or someone goes, "Remind me to tell you later." Not around these people.
Insane.
If I text you in a room, are you gonna make a big deal about it, or are you going to be chill?
I'm gonna be chill.
Like if we're in a room together,
yeah,
with like 3 other people, and you get a text from me, are you gonna? Because my friend Patrick is not cool about it.
That's Patrick.
Patrick is like, "Why did you text me?" Without reading it.
My God.
Without reading it, Bob, why did you text me?
That is insane.
It's horrible. But I didn't break it to Zach though. I didn't get it.
You're like, there's no text from Monet.
Well, I looked at the text from Monet. I was like, Jacob was like, look at the text from Monet, and I was like, let me go look at the text from Monet. And I went, I was like, and Monet sent us this a tweet, and I was like, okay. And I did not see the text from Jacob, but I did not spoil it. I just was not picking up what you were putting down, which is fair.
I do feel like this is a gray area moment, but it's in the vicinity.
It isn't. No, it isn't. It is in the neighborhood for sure.
But that is wild. That's like,
especially because usually the text is like, I want to go home, Or what's
or this person is pissing me off.
Yeah, or did they really just say what I think they just said? That was insane.
Yep. It's the catching eyes with your friend across the room. But text.
Do you still go to the bars and clubs and stuff?
Funny you should say that. I went to an event called Gay Watch. Have you heard of it?
It's from you. I was like, oh, it's in Venice. It's at the beach.
I literally went, have you heard of Gay Watch? It's in Venice. It's a monthly. And then Bob goes, this was yesterday. He goes, oh, where is it? When does it happen?
How often does it happen? What's it called? And I wasn't even being funny. I was like, how often does it happen? Where is it? You're like, I just said Venice monthly.
It is like close enough, I think, to the water. You can kind of smell the ocean air. And like one part of the patio has like a bunch of sand and they play episodes of Baywatch while you're there. But it was really, I was dreading going because we weren't going to get there till like 11, way past my bedtime. Yeah.
On the beach at 11 p.m.?
Well, it's at an establishment, but I'm just saying it's close to the water. And I was like, oh my God, across
Santa Monica?
town, Venice.
I know. This is crazy. No.
It's not great.
It's crazy. And I wasn't even doing a bit.
I know you weren't.
That's
Santa Monica.
That's insane.
Venice. And you're like, and what's it called again? But I think, do you ever go into something dreading it and then you have like a good time and you're like,
oh,
but it's probably partly because you were dreading it. Like
maybe.
If I went with expectations that it was going to be fun, that I was going to meet a guy, that I was going to flirt or whatever, I would have been like devastated. But because I was like, oh my God, just go. And I just went and it was fun.
Hey, I'm on the podcast. I'll call you right back, okay? All right, bye. That was Naomi Smalls.
Oh.
Which Naomi once came to me and Zach's apartment to when
more than once, I feel like.
Yeah, a few times, but specifically the time that she did my makeup for the podcast, she came to the house the night before to do skincare. Like it took her 4 hours just to do the makeup, and then she spent an hour the night before prepping my skin. I was like, "What does my skin? I thought I had nice skin."
She had a blowtorch and one.
I mean, she was like, "We gotta
smithing.
We gotta resurface this whole fucking thing." As I get older, I find myself wanting to go out less.
Of course.
Which I always heard,
but couldn't conceive.
But because there were a few older people who are always at the club.
Yeah.
Like when I was when I was working in the clubs and going to the clubs for fun and the bars for fun, there'd be a few people older than I am now who were always. And by the way, those people are still always at the club.
Oh yeah. Well, I think we do take for granted that our jobs put us in those spaces often. So we're getting our beaks wet in that way. And then other people work at CarMax from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then they desperately need a shot of like fun and life and exuberance.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If people want to see you in LA or on the internet, where can they support you?
I would love to feel your love and support on socials. I'm at Zach Noe Towers everywhere. ZACHNOE TOWERS. I'm about to tour My Hour this fall. It's like Philly, San Francisco, Sacramento, Atlanta. I'll be in Toronto. I'll be with Bob for a good portion of his tour. Her tour.
All of them work.
It's tour.
Okay, that one not so much.
But yeah, I would love. I'm almost at 100K on Instagram, and I
How close?
At like 94.
That's pretty close.
Stop. You should have seen Jacob out of the corner of my eye went like he looked around for something quickly. He couldn't find his mic. And that's what it was to say.
Everyone unfollows Zach Noe Towers.
Unfollow him.
I mean, after the AIDS joke, they probably all have unfollowed you.
Listen, if you or
you've atoned
if your
and you
phone or your tablet has recently died of AIDS, I apologize.
Okay, you're doubling down. All right, thank you all so much for tuning in. You can see me and Zach on tour. You can go to seethedragqueen.com. I'm also going to be launching a new podcast called Bob and the Opener, where me and whoever's opening for me that week will be doing a weekly podcast. It will be featuring Bob, obviously Bob the Drag Queen,
wow.
Zach Noe Towers, Solomon Giorgio,
Sydney Washington, Jay
Jordan, and a few more who are
Roz Hernandez,
and one or two more who are yet to be determined.
Cool.
All right, thanks everyone.